On July 26, 2015, at 6:08 p.m., an alarming 911 call was received from a resident of a Santa Cruz apartment complex in California. The caller identified herself as Laura Jordan, and her words were straightforward yet brimming with anxiety. She reported that her 8-year-old daughter, Madyson Middleton, was missing. Madyson had been last seen around the complex shortly after 5 p.m., but what could have possibly led to the sudden disappearance of the young girl? Let's delve into the details to find out. Before we dive into the mystery surrounding Maddie's sudden disappearance, please consider giving the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more bone-chilling stories like this. With that said, let's get started. Madyson Jordan Middleton, or Maddie, was born on October 5, 2006, in Santa Cruz, California. She grew up in the Tannery Arts Center apartment complex with her parents, Laura Jordan and Mike Middleton. Maddie had a joyful childhood, finding happiness in activities like swimming, dancing, her love for wolves, art, and her sense of humor. Her friendly nature allowed her to make friends with everyone in the complex, and life was filled with happiness until an unexpected tragedy occurred. On Sunday, July 26, 2015, Maddie's mother, Laura, was playing a board game with a friend. Maddie waited patiently for them to finish, but decided to use her new white scooter. She wore a purple dress and a black bicycle helmet as she rode around the courtyard throughout the afternoon, even as the sun began to set around 4 o'clock. Neighbors spotted Maddie enjoying her scooter, chatting with other children, and sometimes being by herself. Around 7 p.m., Maddie's last confirmed sighting occurred near the mailboxes by the ground floor parking garage, captured on video surveillance. Sadly, it marked the last time anyone saw her before she inexplicably disappeared as evening set in. Laura, Maddie's mother, launched a desperate door-to-door search within the complex, but no one had information about Maddie's whereabouts, deepening her concern. Despite Maddie being a confident child who typically wouldn't wander off alone or engage with strangers, the urgency of the situation led Laura to involve the police. She promptly made a 911 call to report Maddie missing at 6:08 p.m. The Santa Cruz Police Department swiftly responded, flooding the Tannery Arts Center apartment complex and initiating the search for Maddie. They circulated photos of the missing girl, and the community rallied with hundreds of volunteers, including friends, family, and even homeless individuals from Santa Cruz, searching the surrounding neighborhood. From the river to the beach and the mountains bordering the city, everyone was determined to find Maddie. Recognizing the urgency, the sheriff's office search and rescue team and a specially trained search and rescue canine unit from the State Office of Emergency Services joined the effort that same evening. Throughout the late hours of Sunday, the Santa Cruz Police Department, the FBI, along with allied agencies, remained on high alert. Detectives diligently followed up on every lead, leaving no stone unturned. Despite their exhaustive efforts, no significant breakthroughs were made. The combined efforts of local law enforcement and federal agents intensified, all with the hope of finding Maddie and reuniting her with her family. On Monday, July 27, 2015, the Santa Cruz Police Department, FBI personnel, and search and rescue teams from Santa Cruz County and nearby counties continued their search efforts. Approximately 50 FBI agents conducted a thorough door-to-door search within the Tannery complex. At the same time, Santa Cruz detectives meticulously checked trash cans and requested residents to open their vehicles in the Tannery parking garages. Approaching the 24-hour mark since Maddie went missing, the police decided to shift their focus back to the apartment complex itself. A more comprehensive and intensive search of the buildings commenced. At 7:55 p.m. on July 27th, their extensive search came to a tragic end when Maddie's lifeless body was discovered inside a bag within a recycling bin on the first floor of the apartment complex's garage. How her body had been concealed made it difficult to spot, deeply saddening the officers who made this heartbreaking discovery. Following this discovery, the Santa Cruz, California police arrested a 15-year-old boy in connection with Maddie's disappearance and apparent death. At that time, the specific reasons for the boy's arrest and his identity were not disclosed. The situation was marked by uncertainty, leaving the community desperate for answers and seeking clarity after this devastating turn of events. The only available clue was footage showing the boy's mother expressing distress as he was taken into custody for questioning. Many details, such as the cause of Maddie's death and the motives behind it, remained unknown. During a press conference at 11 a.m. on July 28th, Police Chief Kevin Vogel provided additional information to reporters. He explained how Maddie's body had been concealed in a recycling bin and detailed the arrest of the 15-year-old male juvenile. This teenager lived in an apartment on the same property, upstairs from where Maddie's body was discovered, and was close by when her body was found. Following his arrest, he was interviewed. After the interview, the teenager was subsequently charged with the murder of Madyson Middleton. Investigators also found evidence linking the suspect to the crime scene, leading the police to believe that Maddie had willingly gone to the suspect's apartment. Furthermore, it was established that Maddie had been murdered inside the suspect's apartment. On the same evening as the press conference, a candlelight vigil brought together several hundred individuals to honor Maddie's memory. Maddie's mother also organized a special Howl for Maddie event, where participants were encouraged to howl at the moon as a tribute to Maddie's fondness for wolves. The event resonated deeply with people, who shared their moments of remembrance through pictures and videos on social media. For a time, the teenager responsible for Maddie's death remained protected by anonymity. However, this changed when Santa Cruz County District Attorney Jeff Roselle issued a statement indicating that they had sufficient evidence to charge the teenager as an adult. He would face charges not only for first-degree murder, but also for kidnapping and other offenses. With this statement, the teenager's name was released, revealing him to be Adrian Jerry A.J. Gonzalez. A.J. lived with his mother, Reggie de Melig Factor, in the Tannery Arts Center, making him Maddie's neighbor. Adrian's upbringing was marred by challenges, including his parents' divorce and frequent financial and housing difficulties. When Adrian was just under 2 years old, his father, Abraham Gonzalez, was arrested on suspicion of felony assault with a deadly weapon and misdemeanor battery in a relationship. He was convicted of the latter charge and placed on probation. Laura, Maddie's mother, also faced difficulties in finding stable employment, leading to their reliance on food stamps. Eventually, she secured a job at a healthcare center in Live Oak, where she worked for many years. As Laura sought more stable living conditions, they moved to the Tannery Arts Center, where Adrian and Maddie grew up together as children of the tannery. Upon learning that Adrian could be capable of such a heinous act, particularly involving a young girl like Maddie, the tannery community was left in shock. Initially, some neighbors speculated that the incident might have been an unfortunate accident, possibly arising from a childish game gone terribly wrong. They believed that Adrian, frightened by the situation, tried to cover it up. Such beliefs were not unfounded, as Adrian appeared to be a typical teenager in the area, known for his impressive yo-yo skills and having worked as a counselor at the tannery. He was also a freshman at Santa Cruz High School. However, Adrian's actions appeared to be in stark contrast to anything that could connect him to such a disturbing crime. One neighbor expressed their fondness for Adrian, stating that they loved him and considered him an outstanding kid, even describing him as their poster child. The collective disbelief within the community highlighted the sharp contrast between the image they held of Adrian and the disturbing reality of his involvement in Maddie's tragic death. Adrian's troubled state was hinted at through social media posts, particularly on his now disabled Instagram account. Leading up to Maddie's tragic death, he shared cryptic messages expressing anxiety and insecurity. In one post, he wrote, "Wears all black to try and look powerful and hide the crippling anxiety." His last Instagram post, made on the day Maddie's body was discovered, featured him playing Mad World by Tears for Fears on a keyboard, with lyrics about dying dreams. This unsettling post coincided with volunteers searching for Maddie outside his apartment, heightening concerns about his mental state. Following Adrian's arrest, more details about what transpired on the day he took Maddie's life emerged. During his police interview, the teenager confessed to luring Maddie to his apartment by offering her ice cream and then subjecting her to a vicious assault. Afterward, he disposed of her body in the bin located in the parking garage downstairs. Further revelations shed light on Adrian's behavior during the subsequent search for Maddie. Astonishingly, Adrian was among the many volunteers actively participating in the search efforts. A neighbor disclosed to the media that Adrian persistently pestered him with questions about the progress of the search for Maddie's body. Additionally, he repeatedly approached the police, inquiring about the advancement of the case while they were still in the process of locating her. Even more shocking was Adrian's motive behind the crime. He revealed that he had been contemplating taking his own life and decided to carry out the terrible act to observe how people would react to his actions by taking the life of an innocent girl. His obsession with the case subsequently led to his arrest. Apparently, on the day Maddie's body was found, Adrian watched intently as they searched the bins, and the moment the officers realized Maddie was inside, he attempted to run, despite not being able to see what they had found. On July 30th, 2015, Adrian appeared in court, facing charges of kidnapping, murder, and assault, but didn't enter a plea at that time. After several months, county prosecutors successfully moved Adrian's case to adult court in August 2017. The court held a hearing to decide whether Adrian would be tried as a juvenile or an adult. On October 24, 2017, the final day of the transfer hearing, Santa Cruz County Supreme Court Judge John Salazar summarized the testimonies of various experts, from depression to sociopathy. Judge Salazar eventually ruled the acts as cruel, callous, and calculated. As Judge Salazar issued the order, emotions ran high among Maddie's relatives and supporters, who cried out in relief, expressing joy at the outcome. Following the ruling, Adrian was transferred from Juvenile Hall to Santa Cruz County Jail, with bail set at $5 million. In May 2018, during the adult proceedings for Maddie's murder, Adrian pleaded not guilty. In 2019, the state Senate passed SB 1391, preventing children aged 15 or younger from being transferred to adult court. However, Santa Cruz Judge John Salazar later ruled it unconstitutional. Adrian's defense appealed to the state Supreme Court, hoping for his return to the juvenile system. Maddie's mother, Laura, criticized the law as ridiculous. After legal challenges, the state Supreme Court upheld SB 1391's constitutionality on February 23. Consequently, Judge Salazar moved the case from adult court. This marked a significant development in Adrian's legal proceedings and its potential impact on his sentencing. In April 2021, Adrian's case was transferred to the juvenile court system, and he pleaded guilty to all charges. Adrian received a sentence involving placement in a state division of juvenile justice facility. He may be eligible for release as early as 3.5 years, but his maximum confinement extends until he turns 25. Additionally, Adrian was registered as a lifelong offender and ordered to pay $22,000 in restitution fees. Mike, Maddie's father, expressed disappointment, stating that Adrian didn't show enough remorse during the hearing. He believed Adrian's apology seemed insincere and staged. However, as of the current information available, there is no guarantee that Adrian will be released from the juvenile justice system when he turns 25. The court can be petitioned to extend his time in custody, which might offer some relief for Maddie's family. So guys, do you think the authorities made the right decision while handling Adrian's case, considering the gravity of his actions? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more.